What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, Sirski. Hello, somebody. All right, man, so we got Pimp C's wife. She's revealing what Beyonce did. Said Beyonce really actually did F-U-C-K smexed her husband, Pimp C. Now, we've been hearing rumors about this and say there was a videotape out of Pimp C and Beyonce. I have yet to see it. But if it is out, I would like to see it. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Maybe if it was Beyonce by herself, I would like to see it, you know. What man wouldn't? What man wouldn't? But we're going to get to the bottom of it, man. Hopefully Pimp C's wife is on to something. Because if it's true, then Beyonce need to be exposed. I know she's from Texas. I know Pimp C was a Texas god, you know, when it come out to the music industry and everything else. So we're going to find out. Let's get it. Spicy.
It's like, I heard some shit about he has clothes on or something. I don't know. Like, I don't really know if all this is true, but I just heard parts like, I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official. It was a mixture of some stuff, the prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard something that would give that closure for me. I never really heard anything tangible or true, like what happened to my guy.
Well, we all know that Pimp C's death has always been linked to the allegation that he had a tape with Beyonce that he was going to leak and that Jay-Z allegedly took him out before he could do that.
Who was in this Pimp C tape?
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage.
The man that's talking now, yeah, I thought that was Pimpin' Ken. Bro, even though I can't really see his face, if you don't know who Pimpin' Ken is, bro, you should know him by his voice. Everybody know Pimpin' Ken's voice.
But I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. I was, boy, hey, whoever was, they were the key
multi-billionaire.
I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out. Okay. A lot of people figured out because, you know, people that was in Houston at the time, they know who was a little loose.
Well, allegedly, Pimp C's wife, Chinara Butler, has entered the chat. And based on what I've heard, she also thinks that there was foul play involved in Pimp's death. Like, social media has been buzzing with whispers that Pimp C's widow is this close to dropping a tell-all. And baby, it's got the internet side-eyeing Queen Bee herself.
Then our life just went to having Christian, him going to jail, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with him through this, you know.
You better be careful, boy.
I can.
Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is with them tell-all books. Ask Al Be Sure. Ask Al Be Sure. So if you're gonna come out with a tell-all book, I think you should keep it very discreet. Very, very discreet.
And you know they never sleep. Chinara has tea suggesting that back in the early 2000s, Beyonce may have been a little more outside than we thought, and that those rumors about her having an affair with Pimp might be true. Child, I hope you are seated because this tea is stankin' hot.
And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started
Wow, Beyonce was out here thotting.
Formed the rap group Underground Kings, often referred to as UGK, with his friend Bun B in 1987 in Port Arthur, Texas. They were initially signed to the independent label Big Time Records, and the duo released 2 EPs, The Southern Way and Band, in 1992 to moderate local success, which led to the group being signed to Jive Records later that year. UGK's second album, Super Tight, was released in 1994 to critical acclaim and commercial success, charting at number 95 on the Billboard 200 and number 9 on the top R&B hip-hop albums chart. Then in 1996, UGK's third album,
Best album ever, right there.
Their most successful.
Riding Dirty was the best album out, bro. Still may be considered one of the top best albums still to this day.
Reaching number 2 on the Billboard Top R&B Hip Hop Albums chart and number 15 on the Billboard 200. Unfortunately, they went on a short hiatus from music in the late 1990s, but UGK returned in 2000, appearing on Jay-Z's smash hit single Big Pimpin', which peaked at number 18 on the Billboard 200, as well as Sippin' on Some Syrup by 3 6 Mafia, which peaked at number 30 on the...
That's crazy. If Pimp C was smashing Beyonce, and then Jay came in the picture, and then Jay worked with Pimp and Bun B on a song called Big Pimpin'. They both pimping Beyonce. They both big pimping Jay. Jay was clever for that one. Maybe was that clever or was that? That's crazy. I'll tell you that much.
R&B hip hop songs. But both of these collaborations greatly increased the duo's reputation and helped fuel anticipation for their next project. But the group then hit another obstacle in 2002 when Pimp C went to jail. And after Pimp C was sentenced to 8 years in prison in August 2002, UGK was once again forced to go on hiatus, which led to both members pursuing solo careers. Pimp C's debut studio album, The Sweet James Jones Stories, was released in March 2005, comprised of material recorded prior to Pimp C's incarceration. And after being released from prison in December 2005, Pimp C released his second solo album, Pimpalation, in July 2006 and peaked at number 3 on the US Billboard 200 and topped the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Albums chart. Well, Pimp C didn't live long enough after that because in early 2007, he was staying at the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood, California, where he had been working on new music and performing with Too Short. On the morning of December 4, 2007, he was scheduled to fly back home where his wife Chanara, who he married when he was in prison in 2003, was waiting with his cousin at the airport to pick him up. After not hearing from him the morning of the scheduled flight, his wife called the hotel and requested that they check on him. That is when the hotel staff discovered him unresponsive in his hotel room, where paramedics pronounced him dead shortly after. At the time, the coroner's
33 years
report ruled
old,
his
man.
death accidental, attributing it to effects
That's
of his heavy
crazy.
usage of lean in conjunction with his pre-existing condition of sleep apnea. Let's just say that to a lot of people, the way Pimp C died never made any sense, and the rumor at the time was that Jay-Z may have been responsible for the death because Pimp was threatening to leak a tape with Beyonce. In fact, according to DJ Paul of 3 6 Mafia, something was just not adding up, and he said that Pimp's manager described seeing Pimp's body laying down like he was praying, but there was blood around like he was hit. They thought that he was probably hit in the head, but they didn't know what the hell happened because there was a lot of blood everywhere. Based on what DJ Paul said, Pimp C was kneeling down like he was praying, and candles were all the way burnt down. So they knew he'd probably been dead for a day or so because he always lit those candles to sleep. Now, other than DJ Paul, Too Short also said that he found the circumstances of Pimp C's death a little sus when he told Hip Hop DX, "I can't believe it's 10 years and I have never till this day been able to accept the circumstances." That's a lot of these little weird situations with folks getting found in hotel rooms, and they always be by themselves in a hotel somewhere in some strange ish, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on with celebrities and hotel rooms? Checking the 27 Club? You know what that is? Well, the one thing you should know is that there was already something going on between Jay-Z and Pimp C, and in an episode of The Art of Dialogue, record executive Greg Taylor told a story about an awkward encounter that happened over the phone with Jay-Z and Pimp C. The story was that shortly after the deal for Jay-Z and UGK to collaborate on Big Pimpin' was cut, he called Pimp C, and then during the call that was unfortunately taken over speakerphone, he delivered the news to Pimp C, and Pimp straight up dissed Jay-Z and said that he should give the money he was promising them to Tupac's mom.
We set it up a meeting to go meet with Dame Dash. So we go after I leave Java, go to Rock to the Rock. As soon as I sit down there, Dame Dash opened up his checkbook, could have checked for $1 million. I'm like, whoa. I was like, is this for sure? He was like, no. He said, we want to UGK. I was like, what? He's like, we want to with your boys.
That's right.
So I immediately picked up the phone and called Pimp C. Because all I was trying to get was 100,000. When Dame cut that $1 million, I called Pimp on the phone like, yo, Pimp, and him and Jamal was in the house. And I could hear a tussle or some type of confrontation, right? And I'm like, calm down, bro. Y'all calm down, Pimp.
I ran up the cable bill.
They was fighting. Okay, they was fighting like hard. And I'm like, Pimp, stop whatever you doing right now. I told you what was going down with Jamal when you moved him up in there. I said, but right now, I got $1 million check for you. And all we wanted was 100,000. I was just like, who is that with? I said, with Rockefeller. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm watching Dan with the checkbook and he writing it out. He was like, ain't that with over there with Jay-Z? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, tell him to take that check to go give it to Tupac mama, man. He's gonna be stealing all my shit. I was like, what?
Don't ask me why Pimp C was saying the money should go to Pac's mom, because I also don't know. But your guess is probably as good as mine.
Wow.
As for whether Pimp C directly...
Now, that was real, though. Pimp must have seen something. He saw something with the Rockefeller camp. Pimp was like, nah, take the money and go give it to Tupac mama. He ain't want no parts of it. Pimp saw something. Had to be, bro.
Interacted with Beyonce, there was a time when Bun B was narrating how one time they were in the studio with Beyonce and Pimp C was there as well. And Jay-Z called the studio to find out who was there. When he was told that Beyonce was dressed in a spicy outfit, he demanded that all men, especially Pimp C, vacate the room.
So he's like, wait a minute, how many dudes are there? And so she's like, oh, it's about 9 or 10 guys, I guess, over there. Where are they now? They're in here. They're in the soundstage. They're kind of watching, watching her film. Hey. What is she wearing? They describe the outfit, and he's like, yo, clear the room.
Wow.
So they immediately come over to us, and they kick all of us out, send us up to our dressing rooms.
Wow.
And we're told to stay there.
Wow.
Until we have to shoot.
Okay.
We're not allowed to watch Beyonce dance anymore in the video.
Then when Bun B was talking about his interactions with Beyonce, he also recalled a time when Beyonce's father told Pimp C not to hook up with Beyonce.
Hanging out, and Matthew Knowles comes in and he asks Pimp, can I talk to you for a minute? And so they leave out for a couple of minutes, and Pimp comes in and he's dying laughing. And we're like, what's wrong? He's like, yo, Matthew Knowles just told me don't f his daughter, man. Please don't. Please, my daughter.
Nah,
Well,
Pimp.
allegedly,
Dang.
Jay-Z had an issue with Pimp C being there because of the rumors that were already flying around about the tape, but also about Beyonce allegedly being a little loose. And you know there are rumors that go all the way back claiming that Bey was not just messing with different men, but with women as well. For instance, do y'all remember that rumor or interview where Emil, who collaborated with Beyonce on I Got That, said that Beyonce was in love with her and that she's actually queer? Now, if you go looking for that interview, you will not find it. But there have always been rumors that Emil saying that Beyonce was in love with her is part of the reason why she no longer has her career. And speaking of interviews that seem to have been deleted from the internet, there's another one where Lady Gaga said about working with Beyonce on telephone, "We had an amazing time working together on her video, and it just kind of works out because we both like women." She probably meant that Beyonce likes women in general and likes to support them. But then again, like people noted, Lady Gaga could have meant that quite literally. In addition, back in the day, there was also an alleged report claiming that Beyonce was spotted at the Box with 3 girlfriends enjoying the club's risque show, surrounded by a huge bodyguard and protective curtains around their table. A source even said at the time, Beyonce was really making the most of the burlesque strip show. She was on the table in the VIP balcony cheering loudly as the 2 girls got naked and licked each other's feet. She stayed until 3:30 in the morning. There was also
3:30 now. That's a booty call time.
About a woman who said that while they were dancing at a club, she sat on Bey's lap and Bey told her something to the tune of, "Don't start something you can't finish." There were also rumors that Beyonce allegedly had too close of a relationship with her female guitar player that she used to feature on her tour. So yeah, a lot has been said about how Bey would sleep around back in the day, which is why some people believe that that tape with Pimp C exists. Well, allegedly, the streets are saying that Pimp C's widow has hinted that she's holding on to stories that could shake a few images. And Beyonce's might be one of them. Honestly, I don't know what to
crazy.
think, because if that rumor is true, wouldn't that ruin Pimp C's image? Because that means he filmed Bey when she was not yet of age without her consent. Plus, why is this even relevant now? Baby, I really don't know. Guys, I really don't know. But how about you let me know your...
Man, it ain't really relevant right now. It's not. I agree, but man, if it is, man, you're right. But if that video come out, she was a little young, that'll make Pimp C look like a diddler, or a petty, So they might don't even. If it is existed, bro, they might just keep it on for Beyonce's sake and for Pimp C's legend's sake. That's crazy though. I always knew Beyonce was a little freaky. I always knew that for some reason. My inner spider senses say Beyonce because, bro, like the way she claim to be so innocent and so conservative. Those be the main freaks, bro. Those be the main freaks, bro. I swear. Take it from a man who knows. Your boy Lex. Them quiet girls be the ones that getting in the most freakiest. You have to tell them to pump their brakes, man. Y'all doing too much.